Hello everyone, Marcus Dahl here, and in this video, we're going to have a look at how the NerveGear from Sword Art Online works. The NerveGear is a virtual reality device released in May of 2022 within the story Sword Art Online, written by Riki Kawahara. The device's marketing campaign advertised the ability to fully immerse the five senses of the human body via manipulation of the central nervous system. The NerveGear was a sophisticated piece of tech consisting of the following parts: a helmet enclosure, in order to contain all of the parts, a visor, which displayed the time and battery life, both relevant things to know before diving. On the left just above the visor were three LEDs, POW for power, WAN for wide area network, and BLK or blocked, referring to the user's immersion level within virtual reality. At the bottom was a chin strap in order to secure the device properly, likely somewhere in the back, a cartridge slot in order to house the software, an Ethernet cable in order to connect to the internet, a power cord to charge the battery and run the device, an internal battery for auxiliary power, a diamond semiconductor CPU to run software, control parts, and manage inputs, and finally, the main microwave transceiver system used for neural manipulation. Now that we know what we're working with here, let's see how they all come together. The main canonical VR mechanism of the NerveGear uses the microwave transceivers to generate the full dive experience. Somehow, the microwaves produced by the transceivers are capable of blocking, manipulating, and stimulating certain neuronal activity. Sensory signals are blocked to prevent the real world from interfering with the virtual reality experience. Said experience is generated by artificial signals sent directly into the brain. Lastly, motor signals are redirected and translated for use in the system as inputs, completing the VR mechanism for the NerveGear. Aside from the virtual reality purposes, the microwaves can be used for a few other things. Firstly, they can be used to scan the face in order to generate an image of what the user looks like. This is very reminiscent to the technology we currently have and use at airports, millimeter wave scanners. Secondly, they can be used to send a lethal dose of energy into a single part of the brain by taking advantage of the microwave transceiver's accuracy, the battery capacity of the NerveGear, and the helmet enclosure's closed-off space to concentrate that energy into a single spot and thus deal an incredible amount of damage in a small amount of time. Software-wise, the NerveGear really isn't all that different from what we currently have today. The primary difference is that it uses its VR interface to directly send stimuluses into the system and to receive inputs back from the brain. Basically, full dive software is built upon polygons, global illumination, frames per second, and binaural 3D audio just as much as our games today are built on. The only difference is it's using our brain to render that data instead of a GPU and pixels or headphones and speakers. Effectively, this means that any software on the NerveGear can only be limited by the CPU's processing capabilities. Outside of direct consumer software, it is implied that the NerveGear has some kind of a basic operating system, as it has to have some kind of way to initiate the calibration process that Klein mentioned earlier on in episode 1. The versatility of this software is likely very small, considering the fact that we never really hear it mentioned at all, and that most users tend to just use regular old software for their own benefits anyway, but it is just something worthy of taking note of. In conclusion, the NerveGear is an astounding piece of virtual reality fictional tech. I say fictional because unfortunately, it just doesn't work IRL the way it works in the story. I mean, I'll be honest, I was kind of surprised recently when I was looking into this, since it turns out that the microwaves can be used for two of the three purposes I listed. EHF, or extremely high frequency, is a kind of frequency which is used by millimeter wave scanners, which you can see at airports and are capable of taking very high detailed images of the human topology. In terms of dealing lethal damage, that is perfectly possible. It only really depends on how much power it can be dished out into the microwave transceivers at any given moment in time. I mean, we do have regular microwave transceivers you can buy at the store at any moment. However, they don't take advantage of much power. I'd say at most 1 or 2 watts. By comparison, a microwave oven can take advantage of up to 400 to 1600 watts, which is a lot more power and a lot more dangerous. And considering the effectiveness of the NerveGear's design in using that danger, it is no surprise that it can kill somebody. Unfortunately, microwaves are not capable of penetrating through water or metal very well. This makes it very problematic, considering that our brains are 75% composed of water. This would mean that they'd effectively be stuck at the surface just bouncing off, heating whatever is there, and not really getting us into the whole neural manipulation kind of stuff that we'd like. Not that it would be very effective for that either, considering how small neural data is, and how difficult it would be to manipulate it in the first place, considering how little we know about it, even at this time. Well then everyone, that just about does it for this video. Do remember to rate, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't already done so, and liked the video, as I'll be doing more regular virtual reality content going forward. Well then everyone, thank you very much for watching this video. This has been Marcus Stahl, logging out.